Hi, everybody. Joy Brooks from Email and Coffee. I'm excited today to be talking with Lisa S. Jones, CEO of iMail Inc. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. Excited to be here today. So thank you for having me as a guest.
Thank you for attending. You know, instant video and email, that's what we're talking about. There's something like 40% of email consumers that can play video in real time. That leaves the remainder in 1999. A lot of businesses avoid email and pour marketing efforts into social where they get more bang for their buck, obviously.
Mhm.
There's GIFs and employed video, which anyone who's using email marketing knows it's a metric win-win. Just mentioning video is going to give you a lift in open rate. So we know that everyone loves video.
Mhm.
But what did Lisa know when she decided to launch iMailing?
I love that question, Joy, because it goes down to what is the core fundamental of how we all connect. And it's through engagement. We all seek instant gratification of sorts. We all want everything like right now, it's like instant. And so what I knew in the premise of starting iMail was that email lacked significant engagement. It lacked a connection. It lacked an inspiration for me to take that next step for a call to action. So I knew that if I could develop and craft a product that focuses on bringing email to life, that focuses on generating an engaging experience, then that would be a game changer in the global marketplace.
I see that still companies are so hesitant to go there. They hear that, it doesn't work.
Uh-huh.
Not going to play everywhere. There are so many issues. Let's just not do it. Or they do it just for the sake of doing it. Like, oh, we have to do a video. So, it will be a GIF or a GIF. It'll be some sort of a production that it's not strategized. So how do you solve problems like that? How does iMail solve the problem of, first of all, technically delivering
Mm-hmm.
at 4 to 15K and not megs and megs of data? How do you do that?
Well, we were very fortunate in our starting days and even now to work with Microsoft directly. We were very fortunate for that relationship. We are part of Microsoft's Women in Technology initiative, also part of their Mentor Protege program. And we were very, very, that's the only word I can find is fortunate to work with their architects to discuss iMail's roadmaps of where we were envisioning our growth with video and email experiences. So as a result, we were able to test the firewalls to see and to mitigate risk of how iMail delivers the payload, which is the campaign directly to the inbox. And so my aspect and my whole thought, even in the beginning structures of iMail, was I knew that it had to deliver an experience for customers and viewers that was going to be a very small file size. Because I know personally, I used to get ticked off when I used to get large files from people that that was like 10 or 12 meg. And then you have to decide, am I going to keep this message? Am I going to delete this message? And so I knew that when an iMail was to deliver with this video, this compelling video experience, it had to appeal to customers to be this very small file size. So I set out on a journey, Joy, to find the best developers around the world. For me, with my background, I am more on the business side of things. I used to work for NASA, where I managed technical resources. I've been an executive in the telecommunications area. But if you ask me, am I a coder? Lisa S. Jones is not a coder, but Lisa S. Jones is a visionary. And so as such, I knew that I wanted to embark upon this venture of bringing email to life and sought out to find the right resources. So originally I sought out here in the United States to find different groups who could support me when I first started. But the number one question that I received is, Lisa, why are you trying to put a video in email? Like, why are you, who does that? Like, why? And I said, that's something that I feel will generate more engagement in email. Email is here to stay. We need email as an imperative. But what about when you have a marketing communication or something that's important from executive leadership where you want it to stand out from the clutter? You're looking for a differentiator. And I said, email could be in any language. It's not limited to just English. So having this ability would be a wonderful aspect to expanding the horizons. So with that, I sought out other resources internationally. And as a result of that, to your question about how is IML able to deliver at 4 to 15K, it's taken years of research and discovery, failures, try again, get back up, exploration until like, it went like through 8, 9 iterations. And so we've been able to work through that, Joy, so that now we have that deliverability, commercial quality, high def, directly in the inbox at 4 to 15K on average.
This is really important because I have always many clients that come to me and they say they want to deliver a video. And as a developer or with a team of folks, for small companies, it's sometimes difficult to deliver that. So the solution has always been an animation with the fallback image. So technically, nah, it's not bad, but it gives you lift. We're thinking, no, it's not a dramatic show, but it's enough because people do want that in their inbox. It's
do.
Very exciting. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be old. It's completely through demographic. You could be male, you could be female. You open that email and you're getting either a directive from somebody internally or you're seeing, a car commercial literally in your inbox. I mean, think about all of those really funny commercials that you see on TV then being brought into your inbox because it's a commercial, and so is your email. It's a 6-second commercial.
And just like you mentioned, Joy, which I loved, when, like you said, it's not for one demographic. It's not just for millennials. It's for everyone. We just delivered a presentation about 2 weeks ago to Blue Cross Blue Shields nationwide, where they had like 115 regional partners and representatives of their partners on the Zoom. And the focus was on how can IMail further help or assist with Blue Cross Blue Shield initiatives for seniors. Right. So from a senior perspective, it could be, plan enrollment, Medicare updates, various aspects, but it's that personalization. We all seek some form of a connection. So now the ability to have it in the inbox or on the mobile. So an IMail, in addition to it displaying in the inbox, you also will receive this content in your mobile device as well. So either mechanism, you'll have that ability to engage.
And it's important because what happens with so many people, and I've said this to clients over and over again, why are you giving your consumers homework? You give them something in their inbox, and then you give them 5 things to click on because you figure, oh, it's more is better. In the meantime, you're giving them homework. Should I click this one? Oh, I've got to come back now. Oh, if you're able to give it to them, here's the message. And not only that, here's the message in English, full message. And you're able to do it like a very good commercial where, some of these commercials that stick with you, over time, you really do remember them. I mean, that doesn't mean you go out and buy the product, but that means that you're saying something like, oh, that Uber commercial with, the 2 guys from the science fiction movies. Wow, that was really great. Do you go out and buy Uber? Maybe not. Do you remember their names from the science fiction movies? Maybe not. But you're talking about Uber. Mm-hmm. So now somebody else is going to Uber.
It's great brand awareness. And like you mentioned, like with newsletters, to me, it's so 80s. It's so like retro, because you're forcing someone to look at different compartments with their eyes going left, right, up, down, and you're making them do all this homework like you mentioned. And we're all inundated with so many things going on, especially now. And it's like you have to be concise and crisp and deliver the message and let them choose from that particular juncture. And so we consider iMail like an appetizer. It's not that you're delivering your 5 or 10 minute speech from the iMail. iMail is designed to capture your attention enough for you to want to take a bite of that next step of that call to action. So on average, our iMails are 60 seconds or less, and then they can click to go to your full. If you want to talk for 40 minutes after that, that's fine. But step one, in order to get to that 40 minutes or that time that you want them to engage, you have to capture their attention in that immediate few seconds that you have to engage them.
You know, I don't even have to say that. We've got seconds to grab their attention. If
Seconds.
someone's talking to them, they don't need to read. So the first 6 seconds, they're like, what? My email's talking to me. So now they're engaged. So you've got them.
Right, it's step one. Exactly. And one of the and that's the whole point, right? Because we all want to connect and engage. But I'll also mention that with iMail, the way that we've developed the technology is when it delivers to your inbox or to your mobile, what you see first when you open the iMail is it's playing, the video is playing, but it's on mute. And the reason it's on mute, we originally, when we developed the technology, we had everything set to go from step one. Boom, as soon as you open it, you hear voices and someone talking. But what we discovered in working with Microsoft, and they made a great suggestion, is every user, every viewer wants to decide when to engage sound. You don't know if they're in a meeting or it's not the right time for them to, hear something speaking to them. Give them the option to choose when to engage it, but let the video play and then they can choose from there. And so that's the experience. So you don't have to worry about something just starting random in your inbox. You'll see the visuals and then you choose when to engage the sound.
They're sleeping in bed and they're reading, they're going through their mail, their husband's sleeping and blah, blah, blah. Oh, sorry.
Right. So now my brand has become an annoyance. Right. That's not the goal.
Yeah. I've often said for people that want to do birthday videos, like they want to have their brand singing happy birthday. I'm like, that's great. I don't care. That's a fabulous idea, but you can't payload it. Mm-hmm. Because now you've got your consumer in their office and suddenly you've got happy birthday. You walk over and the boss says, you're fired. You're reading your email on, and you can't do that. So right. That's a natural. And I think most people will understand that. Although some people say, no, I want it to play. I don't care. Mm-hmm. That's when I just shake my head and go, okay, so.
Right. So we
got somewhat of a standoff here because it's some people, there's always ego in business. So
yeah,
sometimes difficult, but getting back to iMail, sometimes it's good because you can deliver your ego in business with video and done right without sound, with sound. It really does make a difference.
Right.
It's going to get attention regardless.
Totally. And we also have adapted it so that it falls within 3 business realms. So one is customer facing communications. It could be for a product launch, for service updates. It could be for surveys. It could be for so many wonderful things. Also on the event side, we service a lot of enterprise brands for events. It could be the save the date. It could be the welcome invitation. It could be the know before you go, or even the post communication from the president of the organization or the company thanking people for attending. We've seen a lot of that with a click to the survey. Also on the internal side, Joy, iMail also supports employee engagement. So if it's a message from executive leadership to the internal troops, that works as well. So those are our 3 business models for support of various clients.
I like the internal, because I really feel that I actually have a number of companies that I work with that send email internally, and they do internal newsletters. The old newsletter that you used to get at, when you came into the lobby, or there's a newsletter, pick it up, bring it to your desk.
The water cooler.
Right, the old newsletter. And I've been doing newsletters for companies, the same companies for over 5 years. They
Wow.
can't stop them because they get they get the message to their base in the best way. They're clean, they're crisp, they have all the links, they're keepers. They'll never go away. It's one of these natural things. Now, what you said makes so much sense because in many times, oh, we want to put a video in here because the CMO said this, we had a, really important meeting, and
Yeah,
it's just such a beautiful thing to get it internally, to get that message out internally in a way that everybody gets the message in the same way, not, oh, I didn't see the link. Where's the link?
exactly.
Oh, you had a link? Oh, I deleted it, if you open it up and the first thing you see is your CMO,
Right. You're engaged to
you're
encourage
engaged.
you. Yeah.
You're not deleting that.
Right. And I remember, Joy, actually, this is the first time I've shared this, but I do remember this when I was in corporate still. Um, we had the president was in another location. And so there was an internal meeting where everyone was invited in the company. It might have been 800 people at our location. So I was standing next to a colleague, and so there were different executive leaderships on the stage. And so someone started speaking. She had made it there late, and she said, "Who is that speaking? Like, who is that?" And I said, "That's like the president of our company." So she didn't know visually what he looked like. And I was stunned because I was like, everybody should know. I mean, what if the president was standing next to you and you didn't know who the president was? And so that was one of the catalysts that also made me think about iMail from an enterprise perspective. Not everybody knows what executive leadership looks like. Not everybody knows what they sound like. Not everybody knows the mission statement of their company or their brand. What if you had a way to now share that consistent message, to your point, in a more compelling way? Would that provide value to your employees and to your leadership?
It's another dimension of a natural thing that, again, it would be homework otherwise. Oh, go to the website, click about us, see if they have pictures, learn about who's there.
Right.
You get the email now and it's like, it's here. I don't need to know about them. I'm feeling about them. I'm hearing what's about them.
Exactly.
It's the message is there. It's so compelling. It really
And
is.
that's why we're so excited. I'm like an email geek. I really am. And that's why we're so excited as a team. We have a global team in different parts of the world, and we're all focused on a purpose to advance email from the standpoint of, electronic communications when it's required for you to have a differentiator. And every day that I wake up, I'm just so full of gratitude because it's thinking about customers' problems and how to come up with a solution to meet those problems. And it's more focused on what their goal is and how we can support them. So this is exciting. So I'm so thankful that we're having this conversation today, Joy, because it's a delight. And I'm so happy to be here with you.
By the way, what are you drinking? Because this is email and coffee.
So I'm having a cappuccino.
Oh, it is email and coffee, and I have to say that I'm drinking tea.
Nice.
Green
Dog
tea.
lover. Oh, I see it. How cute.
Dog lover. I am a dog lover.
Nice.
I see your iMail memorabilia and your. You got
Absolutely.
iMail behind you. I know that you're an iMail girl. Wear your glasses. Do you have your glasses?
I don't have them with me right now. They're in the car, but
I know.
I have everything I know. Do you see the plant?
Yes, I do. I could read backwards because it's,
Right, it's backwards on there. But yeah, I'm all about the brand experience for sure. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
great. Is there any story that you want to tell us? Anything where a strategy has been, sort of, something that you're pulling out of nowhere, and it's a real success story where perhaps you pulled threads together to deliver something that was a little extraordinary.
So let's see. We've had some great scenarios over the years. I'll share one where there's an ad agency in Austin, Texas, and they wanted to engage their employees for training. We know that when we're all busy, it's like you have your job to do and you're so busy, but you have to do your corporate training. And the challenge was the employees were not readily going to the modules to complete the training exercises. And so this ad agency reached out to us to ask if we could support them. I mean, and this is a huge ad agency that has some of the top brands around the world. And the idea that they selected iMail was an honor for us. So the goal was, how can we engage employees to click on this communication to take the training for the next step? And so what we decided to do was to have each of the executive leaders, it was a series of 5 weeks of training, to communicate a message about, this is the module and this is what it entails. Short and sweet though. It was like 45 seconds. They had to get it all in there, but it was visually compelling, the layout, the design, and there was only one call to action button basically, which was, click to proceed with the module. And as a result of us launching this campaign series, we were able to increase the open rates by 71.5%.
Woo!
Right. So before that, they didn't have any benchmarks because people weren't clicking. I mean, they didn't have it because they weren't tracking it. But now they had this engagement because you hear the president, you hear the vice president, you hear the creative director speaking to you and looking at you, because your computer is like a one-to-one personal engagement experience. So the idea of executive leadership, like they're speaking directly to you and sharing the importance of an initiative. And so as a result, they were able to meet their numbers of getting their employees trained on all 5 modules.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Joy.
There you go. I mean, it's almost a no-brainer. It's like, how do we do this?
Right. How do we get them? Because we're all busy. I mean, we all get it that we're all busy, but it's like finding a new way to connect. And especially now, right? I mean, people are inside, for some people it's really good. For some people it's depressing. It could be so many different things, but they're all real. And it's a matter of, how do we continue to establish connections to grow and to learn from each other? How do we share information in different ways that's still delivering the core message? And so I just think that this is a critical time in history and moving forward for how we all engage with each other.
I do. I believe the same thing. There's a lot of opportunity to be had in hard times. If you solve problems, you can bust doors down for the future. And that's what we're doing. We're busting those doors down with video in email.
You know what? That's a quote right there, Joy. We're busting doors down with video. I love it. I love it.
It's been such a pleasure talking to you today, Lisa. Can you share with me some of your social handles and where people can find you on the web to get more information?
Sure. So our website is imailinc.com, and that's with a EYEMAILINC.com. That's our main method. And then also you can find us on Instagram at imail_inc, or on Twitter as imailinc, or Facebook as imail. And if you'd like to connect with me personally, by all means, feel free to go to LinkedIn and look for Lisa S. Jones. And I'll be there waiting, and I would love to connect with you all as well.
I can tell everybody that you will answer their email at LinkedIn, because we chatted quite a while in the beginning.
We really did. And I work like 19 hours a day. So, so I'm up at most all times. So by all means, I will definitely respond to your request in LinkedIn as well.
Very good. As I said, it's really been a pleasure today. I think that your business will go very far, because you're an ingenious woman with a heart that shows, and it's just warm and fuzzy all over. So from one email nerd to another,
I love it.
Happy email marketing, y'all.
Happy email marketing. Thank you so much for this time. I really enjoyed it as well.
You betcha.
Talk soon.
Take care, everybody.
All right, bye-bye.